What's up, YouTube? It's time. We're bringing the B5 to the shop. I'm going to start pulling the motor right away. We've got a lot of APR stuff we've got to take off of this motor and put on the new motor, and then we've got to decide which turbo we're going to use. This is kind of exciting. You saw a couple videos ago I got some parts from the junkyard. We got a hood, a door. Well, let's get to the shop. We'll go over everything. Look at this sexy beast. Off to the shop we go. Come on now, tell me the B5 isn't the best body style. If you told me it's not, you'd be lying. That is the coolest Volkswagen body style I've ever seen in my life. And they come with a manual 1.8T. You just cannot beat it. The son has beat this thing down. My son has beat this thing down. We've done all kinds of crazy stuff with this. You got to go back and check out the two-step videos we did with this car. It was insane. Look at that 5-inch exhaust. It's 5 inches all the way to the front. We made a video on that too. You'll have to go check it out. But look at it. Those are pretty much Jetta taillights in a Passat. Basically, that's an Audi A4 unibody with a different body on it, and they put Volkswagen taillights in it. Just crazy. So for this one, we are painting it color shift burgundy. It's going to look black on an angle, and it'll look burgundy straight on. It's gonna look so good. I cannot wait to do it. It made racket with that $200 China turbo on it. I can only imagine what it's going to do with either the Garrett or the Pulsar. We've got two turbos to choose from. I still don't know which way I'm gonna go, but we're going big. I want this thing to rip. This is gonna be my car. I told my son, we swapped the engine into your Subaru more than once, hours upon hours. So you don't drive this car, I'm gonna take it over. I bought it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Seriously though, would you just look at it? I could paint it the same color, just OEM, and that thing would be sexy. But over here in 4G63T land, we've got a mint hood, deck lid, and driver's door. Got all these from the junkyard a couple weeks ago. First things first, let's get this off the trailer. Let's get it on the lift, and let's get moving. Get a good thumbnail real quick. Also, keep your eyes out for this video. We just painted this. It was a light silver, and we went and got Mercedes anthracite, gray metallic, silver, I forgot. It's a long name. It's got anthracite in it. I like the name, so I bought the color. But it is a beautiful color. Anyway, this was a long time coming. I don't know if the paint video is going to come out first or this video. I know everybody loves it when I work on the B5, so it's time we get it to the shop. This motor still runs. It's got tons of blow-by. You can see it's got the APR log on there, APR downpipe, some China turbo that is pretty much the same as the GT28. We used it, but you can see she's got some shaft play. It's leaking oil. We've got so much blow-by, it's wanting to blow the cap off the valve cover. So, and I attribute it to this. When I made a post about it, everybody said, no, I ran my catch can the same way. So basically, I've got one hose running right here. Obviously, you've got a vent there, and then there is a vent down underneath here that I ran the hose to. So the block's got a complete vent to atmosphere. But you look at the size of these hoses, and then look at the size of the breather. It's like a 1/4 inch. So all the air trying to get out of the motor is getting trapped in this can, and this little hole just is not enough to get rid of it. And I think all that pressure blew a bunch of seals. It did something, because man, is this thing, it'll still run. It chugs a little bit, but it blows smoke from everywhere. So it's time for a motor. Tomorrow, I need to go to the junkyard in the morning. We're buying a freaking hood strut. I can't be doing this anymore. Literally, it's a $5 strut. And I'm actually gonna steal the ignition out of one of those. We've been starting this with a screwdriver because Maddox lost the key. So I beat the ignition out of it, and now it starts with a screwdriver. We can't be having that. So first things first, junkyard tomorrow. And then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna pull this engine. I want to get the wheels off, get the axles out, tranny mount out. We're gonna plug onto this thing. We're gonna pull those 2 mounts, and this thing's coming out. I'll show you the new motor. Here she is. I got it all painted up and pretty. I want to swap the timing belt over. That belt literally has 100 miles, not even 100 miles on it. We had just done it, so I know that tensioner and everything's new. This actually looks new. I don't trust it. I'm redoing it. These turbos. So I'm trying to make my choice. I've got this Garrett GT28R with a GT30 wheel. Remember, we bought a lathe, milled this out, and put a bigger wheel. It's also a Mamba wheel, so it's got extra blades and it's bigger. Or I've got this completely stock GT28. I think it's a version 2 replica by Pulsar. Which turbo should I run? I know this one's brand new and it's going to work flawlessly, but this one came with the APR kit from APR. It just needed to be rebuilt, so it got a GT30 wheel. Now, I'm not so sure I did a perfect job rebuilding it, so I'm kind of on the fence, but APR makes this little adapter here so that the air is smooth, everything's smooth. Me being a glutton for punishment, I think I'm gonna run the Garrett, and if it's not perfectly balanced, it's going to explode, and it's going to be extremely hard to swap while the engine's in the car. So there's that. I thought long and hard about throwing a VR6 in the Passat. I just don't have that timeline. I don't have the time and the money to be buying harnesses and everything that needs to be done to make that work. This one here, we're gonna put it in, we're gonna plug it in. It's gonna be a big turbo engine on a stage 3 tune, everything ready to go. She's gonna be a runner. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned. This series has finally begun. I know it's been a long time. I've been busy, y'all. We're constantly trying to buy, modify, and flip these cars. We're trying to build that one. We've got a lot going on. It's high time I build my own car. Man, it's late. I want to get started right now. I feel like I could have this engine out in 2 hours. Yeah, this thing's gonna be sweet. Check this out. Those are the wheels going on it. Look at the color of the wheels on the burgundy. I've thought so long and hard about changing the color of this car. And obviously I've got to paint it, but I don't want to change the color because I'll never take it down far enough to do the jams and all that stuff. So I found this Color Shift Pearl Burgundy. It's really dark burgundy. It's really metallic. And from an angle, the car looks black. And from the side, it looks that dark burgundy. I think burgundy with the polished aluminum is going to look amazing. Another thing I have to do is build a silencer that slips into this pipe. A 1.8 with a 5-inch exhaust. Loud. I mean, that's a diesel truck exhaust. We found it in a truck in the junkyard. I cut it out in pieces and welded it in our driveway. We literally built this car just for anti-lag, two-step, and shooting flames. That was all we were thinking about when we did the exhaust and the stage 3 tunes and everything we did to it at the time, because it was a joke. This is a 400,000 mile car. It's at the end of its life. Let's put a big turbo on it, some crazy anti-lag, and see what happens. It lasted a long time, predominantly 8 months or so. You know, it did good, but now I want to build it for a street car, something I can drive around. Honestly, the truth is, I want to get this thing running great, painted, and looking amazing, and I want to start a journey on trading up. I want to see what I can trade up to, and who knows what cars that'll land us in on this channel, but I want to trade this for something else, and then keep moving up the ladder and see what we end up with. I think it's going to be sweet. I know this car's worth a bunch of money to the right person. They're very rare. You never see these cars on the road anymore. I've seen 2 in the junkyard. I haven't seen one driving on the road in forever. These weren't crazy popular, but I just think it's the coolest body style ever. It's an A4 with Jetta taillights. It's a 1.8T, big turbo, manual, stage 3. This car is gonna be sick. So you're gonna have to come back. I hope you watch this series. Next video could be us in the junkyard grabbing a couple more parts for this. It could be pulling that motor. I don't know yet. It could be this paint video. I'm in the middle of editing that right now. Also a video on the upper S. So who knows which direction we're going in, but subscribe. I will put all the Passat videos in a playlist so you can watch just Passat videos if you want from beginning to end. Go to that playlist, watch the first video we made with this car all the way till now. It's been a journey. This is gonna be good. Thanks for watching. Peace.